There are 7 things draining your power right now, and you don't even know they're holes. You wake up every morning, pour energy into yourself, and by nightfall, you're empty again. You blame yourself. You say, "I'm not disciplined enough. I'm not working hard enough." But the problem isn't what you're adding. It's what you're losing. You think you need more habits, more books, more grind. But the strongest people didn't get there by adding. They got there by removing. They became lighter while everyone else drowned in more. And they did it in complete silence. By the time anyone noticed they were different, it was too late to stop them. And they can't stop you either. Machiavelli wrote that men are so simple that he who seeks to deceive will always find someone willing to be deceived. Translation: people believe what they see, not what you say. If you announce you're changing, they see a man trying to change. If you just change, they see a new man, and by the time they realize you're different, you're already gone. That is the art of the silent purge. I'm about to show you the 7 things you must quietly eliminate. But one of them is the master leak. It controls all the others. Until you seal it, the other 6 will keep reopening. You have to follow one rule. Tell no one. If you speak it, you weaken it. Let's begin. The first leak: explanations. You explain yourself to people who have no right to be judges. You tell them why you made that choice. You justify why you're living differently. You give reasons like they're owed a defense. Every explanation is a surrender. You're telling them your reasons matter more than your authority. Machiavelli said a prince should never let others judge his actions, because the moment you submit to their judgment, you submit to their power. I watched a man named Marcus lose respect from his entire team because he wouldn't stop explaining. Every decision came with a 15-minute breakdown. His team didn't respect him more. They respected him less. They started questioning everything because he trained them to believe his decisions needed their approval. When he finally stopped explaining and started simply stating, the room went silent. They waited for more. There was no more. 2 weeks later, they stopped questioning him. Explanations are a hole. Seal it by realizing you don't need them to understand. You need them to comply. When you stop explaining, they'll push harder at first. They'll demand to know why. That's the test. If you break and explain, you lose everything. Hold the line. We'll come back to this in number 6. And number 6 is where most people break. Don't be most people. Number 2, availability. You are a vending machine. Someone texts and you respond immediately. Someone wants your time and your schedule magically opens. Do you know why luxury brands keep supply low? Because scarcity creates desire. Abundance creates boredom. When you're always available, you become invisible. When you're hard to reach, you become valuable. Machiavelli wrote that a prince must be sometimes distant to maintain reverence, because familiarity breeds contempt. Think about the most powerful person you know. Can you get them whenever you want? No, they have layers. They have silence. You need to become that person, not by announcing you're busy, by actually being busy, responding in hours instead of minutes, having a life so full that your time feels like a privilege. When you finally show up, you'll be worth 10 times more than the person who never left. The silence between responses is where your value grows. Don't kill it by replying too fast. We'll talk about who you should be ignoring completely in number 5. They won't see it coming. Number 3, emotional reactions. Your face is a billboard advertising what you feel. Someone insults you and anger shows. Someone flatters you and you light up. You are handing them the manual to your own mind. They now know exactly which buttons to push. Machiavelli said, Never let your emotions overpower your intelligence. Because emotion is predictable, intelligence is not. Watch anyone with real power. You cannot read them. They give you nothing. Not because they feel nothing, but because showing emotion is showing cards. In poker, you never show your hand until the bet is made. In life, you never show your reaction until the moment has passed. When something hits you, count to 2 before your face moves. That 2 seconds is the difference between being controlled and being in control. They can't manipulate what they can't read. Become unreadable. When you stop reacting, they'll try harder. They'll poke and prod to see if you're still in there. That's when you know it's working. Keep giving them nothing. The 4th leak, free advice. You give away your best thinking for free. Someone has a problem, and you solve it in 5 minutes. Someone needs direction, and you draw them a map. You think you're being generous. You're telling the world your wisdom has no price. Machiavelli understood that value is perceived through cost. What costs nothing is worth nothing. Consultants charge $10,000 for strategies you hand over during lunch. Your coworker takes your advice and gets the promotion while you get a thank you email. Next time someone asks for advice, ask, what have you already tried? If they've tried nothing, they aren't ready. If they've tried everything, they'll compensate you for what you know. Stop treating your mind like a public library. Start treating it like a vault. The more you give away for free, the less they value you. 4 holes sealed. You're already holding more than you were 10 minutes ago, but the next one cuts deeper. This one is about people you actually love. This one hurts. If you're still watching, you're serious about becoming different. Good. Number 5, comfort friendships. You have people who aren't enemies. They just aren't allies either. They're comfortable. You've known them for years. You laugh about old times, but they aren't going where you're going. And here's what you don't want to admit. They don't want you to go there either, because if you leave, they have to face their own stagnation. Machiavelli wrote that men will fight to keep others from changing, because your growth exposes their decay. There's a reason lobsters fight to pull the molting lobster back into the shell. The one growing threatens the ones who aren't. Your comfort friends are the lobsters. They won't sabotage you openly. They'll just gently discourage you. They'll invite you out the night before your big morning. They'll tell you you're working too hard. You don't need to declare war. You just need to fade, respond slower, show up less, become a memory instead of a presence. The relationship will die of natural causes, and you'll have no enemies, just space to grow. The ones who belong in your future, they'll find you in that space. When you start fading, some will cling harder. Those are the dangerous ones. We'll handle them in number 7. They won't know what hit them. Number 6, negotiable standards. You set a boundary and someone pushes and you move it. You say, I don't work weekends, and you're at your desk Saturday morning. You say, I don't lend money, and your wallet is open. Your standards are written in sand. The tide pushes them away every time. When your standards are negotiable, people learn that pushing works. They push harder because you've trained them that eventually you'll cave. Machiavelli said, a prince must be a lion to frighten wolves and a fox to recognize traps. If your boundaries move, you are neither. You are prey. Remember when we talked about people demanding explanations? This is where you hold. The most respected people are the ones you cannot move, not because they're stubborn, but because their boundaries are concrete. They don't explain them. They just exist. And you learn not to run into them. Next time someone pushes, don't get angry. Don't explain. Just don't move. Let them hit the wall. After enough times, they stop running into it. The wall doesn't announce itself. It just stands there. Be the wall. But the wall only works if you've sealed the next one. Without it, you'll crumble from the inside. The seventh leak, the need for approval. This is the master leak, the one that feeds all the others. Why do you explain? For approval. Why are you available? So they like you. Why do you react? So they care. Why give free advice? To be valued. Why keep comfort friends? To be accepted. Why negotiate standards? Fear of rejection. You are addicted to external validation. You check who liked it. You check who's thinking of you. You decide based on what they'll say. Machiavelli said, it's better to be feared than loved if you cannot be both. Not because fear is good, but because approval is a cage. Love depends on them. Fear depends on you. When you need approval, they own you. They don't have to do anything. You hand them the keys and wait for their nod. Ask yourself one question. Do I approve of this? If yes, stop there. Don't ask the internet. Don't ask your friends. Your approval is the only vote that counts. The moment you stop needing them, they start needing you. That's the inversion. That's the power. The prince who rules himself needs no permission from anyone. Seal this one and the others stay sealed. Leave it open and they all come back. 7 holes, 7 leaks. You can seal every single one, but you have to do it in silence. If you tell your wife you're done explaining, she'll test you. If you tell your boss you're less available, he'll watch you. Silence is the shield. Machiavelli wrote that the wise prince speaks of his moves only after they cannot be undone. So here's the question. If you become powerful in silence and no one approves, are you still powerful? Or do you need them to see it to believe it? Answer in the comments. Write silent purge if you're ready to do this alone. Start tomorrow. Pick one leak and seal it. Don't tell anyone, just do it, then pick the next. One by one you seal all 7. One by one your power stops draining. One by one, everything you pour into yourself starts staying. In 6 months, people won't recognize you. Harder to read, harder to reach, harder to manipulate. They'll ask what happened. You'll say nothing. Why give them the blueprint? They missed their chance to stop you when you were weak, when you were explaining, when you were available, when you were reacting, when you needed their approval just to feel okay. They had opportunities to keep you small, but you didn't warn them. You sealed the leaks in silence. Now it's too late for them. 7 things to quietly eliminate to become powerful. Tell no one, just execute. Become the person they never saw coming. Power is subtraction. Remove what weakens you, and what remains becomes unbreakable. Machiavelli's greatest lesson: the prince who announces his moves has already lost. The only move that cannot be countered is the one no one saw coming. Most will watch and do nothing. A few will start the purge. Those few will be unstoppable. Be one of the few. Now here's what I need from you. If this video hit you, subscribe to the channel. Hit that button right now. More is coming. And in the comments, tell me this. Which leak are you sealing first? Explanations, availability, emotional reactions, free advice, comfort friendships, negotiable standards, the need for approval. Type it below. I read them. I want to know where you're starting. Subscribe and comment. I'll see you in the next one.